Okay, so it's been a while since we've done one of these, but we are back on SmackDown vs. Raw, and again, we're going to play the entire season mode and lose every single match just to see what happens. And because I'm recording this on WrestleMania week, I'm going to pick none other than Roman Reigns, as he is main eventing night 2, and yeah, I mean, it's kind of Roman Reigns. I sort of did my best attempt at a Roman Reigns call, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There is one slight problem though. I have to borrow my uncle's locker room, and apparently he has a lot of SS merch on there, which I'm not really big into. Okay, so it turns out he's just a big Spirit Squad fan, and it wasn't really that much of an issue I thought it was going to be. But we're going with Roman Reigns anyway, just as much a part of the roster as anyone else in this game. Subtitles have to be turned on because it's an old disc and the audio cuts out at random parts for some reason.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Monday Night Raw.
That's that's the audio cutting out, as I have already mentioned.
And here comes the man who is challenged tonight with taking on the Big Show. It's a tall order for sure, but this is going to be one heck of a match.
And there's the audio gone again. So yeah, you may have noticed that we're using Hardcore Holly's iconic entrance. That's because I forgot to change it, and that's the default entrance they give you. But yeah, it's time to face Big Show. Big Show, of course, offering that handshake. How could you not, after that absolute banger of a match? 20 seconds spent learning how to get out of the ring, and then the remaining couple of seconds getting disqualified. You'd love to see it. Oh, there is the lads. Right. Yeah, perfect. Dream, the Shield 2.0.
See? I told you guys. As long as the four of us stick together, there's nobody on Raw that can stop us.
Did you say that? Did you say that at any point? I've only been here about 30 seconds. Oh, he was manipulating us. Right. Do you know what? I'm kind of happy to hear that, because my fear was that he said something to us when I first shut up and I just wasn't listening. But, alright, good. He's working against us. This lad scared the shit out of me when I was younger. And I hated it, because I remember, like, my auntie would watch me and my cousin playing this game, and you'd have to explain what the fuck this wrestling move was. And, yeah. Not a big fan of this behavior now, Big Show, I have to say. Starting to feel kind of glad you got hopped on. And now we have to decide whether or not to accept Chavo Guerrero's offer to team with him and Daivari. Honestly, any opportunity to team with Daivari is an opportunity worth taking, in my opinion. Couldn't have said it better myself. Honestly, I think this is the start of something great.
But I wish he'd be a little more discriminating in his choice of friends. If someone like Daivari, the kind of company you really want to keep.
What do you mean by that exactly? That's an odd way of putting it, JR.
Oh my gosh, what a chokeslam!
Alright, so that didn't quite go to plan, but we're in a 3-on-1 handicap match now. I'm going to make it up to everyone, I promise.
Oh man, talk about waking an angry giant.
I love how I'm in the background like not.
Well, I'll tell you what. You're gonna get some next week on Raw. And just to make sure that nobody interferes, what do you say you and me making a cage match?
Well, I don't think he likes that idea at all.
No, I don't like it. That's something I'm definitely not looking forward to. Okay, so he just hopped out of the cage and didn't actually hurt me or anything, so it actually wasn't really that bad.
Hi, honey. It's Candace. I'm just calling to thank you for putting all of those moves on me and showing me all of those holds this weekend. You did a great job getting me ready for my singles match against Mickey tonight. I hope you'll be watching, because I'm sure that we'll be putting on quite a show for the boys, especially boys like you. Bye.
She means big fans of technical wrestling. That's what we went over last night, some really old school technical wrestling maneuvers, so hopefully she can showcase those moves against Mickie James here tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, so that was a complete disappointment. I don't know why they're celebrating. It was a really, really bad match, and I didn't like it at all. Lita's just come out and absolutely murdered both of them. I can see why.
Lita, that was perfect. It's about time someone cleaned up the
bad wrestling. Bad wrestling and disappointing wrestling. That's all I have to say. So apparently we're fighting Viscera tonight, and then he's hooking us up with some divas later on, apparently. I just hope it's not Candice Michelle. I'm not really a fan of hers anymore.
Neither they're lying. Obviously, there's no hard feelings between these two. That's always nice to see.
Of course there's no hard feelings between us and Viscera. Viscera is a really good friend of ours. Somebody that, you know, I would look out for 100% of the time. You know what I mean? Like, when you say to me, Keane, is there anybody you would take a bullet for? It is Viscera, because, like, you know, he's someone who's got my back and I've got his. And really, that's what friendship is all about. You know what I mean? It's all about being there for each other when they need it the most. And, okay, I'm only halfway up the ramp and I can hear him getting attacked by Kurt Angle. I'm going to pretend I can't hear that. No hard feelings. We're still good friends. Yeah.
Over the last 2 weeks, Kurt Angle and Lita have removed some of Raw's worst elements.
Stephanie, have you lost it? A cleanup campaign? Have you forgotten? This is Raw, baby!
That sounds just like Roman Reigns. I'm really happy with the voice I've chosen for him.
Hey, listen, if you don't have another partner in mind, I'd love to team up with you for that mixed tag team match against Kurt Angle and Lita. I think between the two of us, we should have no problem proving to them that superstars can be sexy and competitive at the same time.
I assume that you're the competitive and I'm the sexy one in this sort of dynamic, but I mean, if you disagree, that's fine. That's just how I interpret it. How can you disqualify me for that? You literally weren't even watching the match.
And here we go, King. WrestleMania has featured some huge matches over the years, but this might well be one of the most important of all time. You got that right. This isn't just about a grudge or a title. It's about freedom of expression here on Raw.
Kurt Angle wants to usher in a new PG era into WWE, and there's only us in between Kurt Angle and that new version of WWE that he wants. It's as high stakes as it gets, and the only way we can stop him is by winning an ultimate submission match at WrestleMania. So that's what we're gonna do.
This superstar is the only man standing between freedom and censorship here on Raw. And now it's just a matter of opponent to tap out right to escape from.
Okay, so it turns out submission wrestling is actually a bit harder than I thought, and we have let the entire squad down. But we're teaming with Rob Van Dam this time, so I think things are finally going to take a turn for the good now.
I cannot believe the viciousness we've seen from Trevor Murdoch. He and Cade had no...
Okay, so week 1 as a tag team wrestler didn't really go as planned, but you know, I've good faith that week 2 will be our week.
A steel chair! Hey! There's the bell! Lance Cade is disqualified! And I don't think either Cade or Murdoch gives a damn. That was a
Don't worry, Rob Van Dam, I'm on my way. Here we go. No. Yeah, week 2 wasn't really as good as I thought it was going to be, but week 3, that's going to be where we really excel as a tag team. I can feel it.
When you're partners with someone, you expect they're gonna have your back when you're in trouble, you know? Last week, when I got my ass kicked by those two hicks, where were you, dude? You let a redneck with a chair stop you from helping me? Dude, that is really weak.
Yeah, that's fair, actually.
Whoa! Put the chairs down. Save it for the ring, tough guy.
Yeah, I actually don't blame Rob Van Dam for any of this, to be honest. But at least now it's Backlash, we can have a one-on-one singles match and finally see, for real, who the better man really is. Okay, so Shawn Michaels is forming a faction with Shelton Benjamin and Gregory Helms, and apparently they're not going to interfere in anybody's matches, so thanks, I suppose.
Hey man, wait up a second. That right there was one hell of a match. Am I right?
No, not really.
What do you think about joining up with us?
Nah, sorry Shelton, I've an undying loyalty to Daivari, and also, Gregory Helms thinks I'm fucking shit, and to be honest, he kinda has a point. And now they all think I'm after hopping on Gregory Helms, even though I completely agree with what he's after saying, so I don't know, I guess I'm gonna have to explain this to Shawn Michaels now.
He's trying to make peace with the Heartbreak Kid, King. HBK is... my God!
Well, it looks like we're not taking on any more recruits after all. It's gonna be you, me, and the showstopper. Just the way we wanted it.
And man, am I happy about that.
I'm just glad HBK believed my backstage attack story, because he was pretty set on bringing that jerk in.
Hey Shelton, you know the way we have those really top secret plans? I was gonna talk about these top secret plans really loudly in a shared locker room. I really don't think this is going to backfire at all. That's an excellent idea, Gregory Helms. Let's talk about that secret plan of ours in this big open space where people can walk in and out, no problem.
And the three of us are gonna have a very long talk about this later. Whoa, easy there, big fella. I'm not here to cause trouble.
Then what are you here for, Michaels? I told you I didn't want anything to do with you or your crew anymore.
I really wish Roman Reigns had this voice in real life. Imagine him trying to be the head of the table and he just sounds like,
When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
I'm going to choose to fight Shawn Michaels because I think he's a massive dum-dum for believing in Gregory Helms, and I think we're going to do a lot of damage against Shawn Michaels here tonight. See, we stood our ground and he ran out of the cage like a coward, so we're going to raise our hand now in victory. So, according to Jonathan Coachman, if we get 4 wins, we get a title shot. And look, I know I joke about losing every single match on this season mode, but I think perhaps we should take this seriously. Perhaps we should go into every single match ready for any and every bit of competition that comes our way. Take it seriously, treat the sport of wrestling with the respect that it deserves, and get that title shot. So let's do this.
Did you see that? Not being an advantage.
What the?
Well, spring up.
Whoa!
We've got a rematch tonight.
I won't, King. I think it's Edge, JR. But how can we be sure? This place tonight.
Okay, maybe next time.